Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is at the very top of my list on favorite video games. I can't say that it's my favorite video game because I love other video games just as equally, but it really has to be at the top of my list. This game is hilarious, funny, and honestly pretty laid back, and that really makes Grand Theft Auto San Andreas the best GTA game of all time. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a sandbox slash open world game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. So you already know it's going to be a fantastic video game because Rockstar come out with the best video games ever. San Andreas is focused on Carl Johnson, also known as CJ, who returns home after hearing the news of his mother's murder and is drawn back into his former gang and a life of crime while clashing with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals. There are two versions to San Andreas, and I'm going to dive into both of them because they're oddly similar. And the reason why I say this is because Rockstar came out with a new definitive edition for San Andreas, but it looks very much like the older one, and honestly they just touched up the graphics a little bit, so I'm very disappointed that they really didn't do a full-blown remake of this game. Very disappointed because I was expecting that, other gamers were expecting that, and as soon as it came out they were like, what does this look like? The original game. In San Andreas, the original game, the shooting was a bit off, and the stealth aspect in this game was, I want to say it wasn't really much of a stealth game, because when you are trying to go stealth, or when they do suggest you to go stealth, you almost likely get caught, so it really wasn't anything stealth about the game, which I kind of hate, because there were some missions where it was a perfect opportunity to just go in there quietly, but you end up getting seen by enemies and you get into a shootout. One of the things I didn't like about the game is that gameplay was difficult, and some of the missions were incredibly hard to do. One of the things that I found interesting was you have the option to work out in the gym and eat healthy foods to gain strength, muscle, stamina, and speed. This came really in handy when dealing with very difficult missions. So I really did like the fact that they added that into the game. The graphics in the game were obviously not that great because it was released in 2004, so but they did make it up with the soundtrack. The soundtrack was very energetic, entertaining to listen to because it was mostly gangster songs back in the day, which really enjoyed as I was playing the game. Since the graphics were a little bit old, the facial expressions were not that great either, but again they make it up with the voice acting in this game. The voice acting was incredibly funny and it was over the top, which made it very memorable amongst gamers. That's why I love Rockstar Games, because they come out with the best video games of the decade, in my opinion. This is not fact, this is just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a short video, but I know if I would have gone any further, it would have probably been more than 4 to 5 minutes, so we're not going to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.